All right, Coach, if you can just start with an opening statement on tonight.
Yeah, first thing I would say is I want to first thank all our fans, our students, the Bay Area basketball community for coming out tonight. I thought we, wasted a pretty good opportunity with a great environment, and credit to just our university for promoting the game the right way. Our partnership with the Chase Center is great, and we're very appreciative of that. We just didn't, perform to what our level of expectation was, and a lot of that had to do with Gonzaga. Credit to them. I thought they controlled just the flow of that game pretty much from start to finish, and that's why they're one of the best programs in the country. And all credit to them. I thought there were segments in the first half where we had opportunity to maybe take a hold of the game and got the game to within, a working margin. And every time we got it to 2 or tied it up, it seemed like they got immediate separation on us. And against a team like that, can't do that. I didn't think we necessarily executed the game plan from a defensive standpoint to the level that we need to in that first half. And all that being said, we missed some bunnies in the first half, and I think it could have been a different margin at the half, but all credit to them.
You guys were able to limit the guys at the top of the scout. However, Greg came in as a 27% three-point shooter, and he kind of hit 3 threes. Just can you talk about how big of a factor that was?
Yeah, well, so in the first half, you have to pick what you're going to be willing to live with, when you play their team. They have so many guys who can hurt you. And Graham Ike is one of the best post scorers in the country. Nembhard is arguably the best point guard in the country. And so when you're game planning, you have to be willing to give something up. And in the first half, we were trying to protect the paint. We were trying to sag off of Ben in the middle of the floor. No disrespect to him at all. But their 4 men were 1 of 5 from 3 in the first half. So I don't think that was necessarily what put us in a hole. Credit to him in the second half. He adjusted to our coverage and stepped up and made a couple. But yeah, that's why they're a good team. Their ability to adjust and play through whatever the coverages are why they're good.
Could you also talk about Marcus Williams' impact? 28 points. Seemed like he was keeping you guys in the game in the first half.
Yeah, I thought Marcus, competed his tail off for 38 minutes, and for him to score 28 and have 5 assists and play that almost the entire game and not turn the ball over against them and their defense, that's pretty impressive. And I thought Marcus, laid it all out there tonight.
Hey, Coach, last time you played Gonzaga up in Spokane, they hit 30 buckets inside the arc, 2-pointers. I saw your interview earlier this week where you had talked about how you guys adjusted after that and it was going to be a different game today. And I noticed Gonzaga shot a lot of threes early, obviously had some early success, but did you feel like that first matchup played into the second one a lot? And I don't know, maybe your overall thoughts on how that played out?
We tried to change our game plan up and give them a different look. The one thing I know about them, when they see the same thing continuously, they have a way of adjusting and taking advantage of it. And we made the decision to change the plan to hopefully try to protect the paint. But I'll be honest, our defense was too porous. They scored at a high rate in the paint and in 2-point range. And when you let a team on the road go 11 of 24 from 3, it's going to be a long night. And they're efficient at the free throw line too. So from a defensive standpoint, I think it was a little bit of us not executing the plan initially, but then when they get comfortable, they start feeling it and get into a rhythm. They're really hard to stop. And again, take nothing away. All the credit goes to them in terms of just playing the right way and taking what the defense gives you.
Yeah, is there any update on Ryan Beasley's health by chance at this point?
Yeah, so the doctor was pretty concerned at halftime, and so they took Ryan to the hospital at halftime, and that was deflating for our group. He's a big part of what we do, and he's a vocal leader and an energizer for us. We haven't gotten any immediate update yet. Still waiting to get some word. But obviously, our thoughts and prayers are with Ryan, and he means so much to our program. So we're hoping that, it's nothing serious.
With the 8-day break coming up, you'll play next Sunday. How do you plan to use that time and just kind of regroup and prepare, and probably need to prepare for Gonzaga again? Got to get ready for that first one, but
Yep.
How much of the prep will go into Gonzaga ahead of that day?
Yeah, I think I have the best staff in the country, and this is the best time of the year, in terms of your ability to game plan and get ready for multiple opponents and do it in a short time. This is the fun part of coaching when you get to right around March. And everything for us is how do we, live to see another day. And we want the opportunity to play Gonzaga again, but we need to have a great week of practice. We need to get some rest, both mentally and physically. But we need to tune some things up too as we get ready to go to Vegas and go there on a mission. And as I said, we respect everybody we play. So I know our group is disappointed with the outcome tonight, and they want to get back on track and get a win on Sunday.
Chris, you've gone against Nemhard a couple years now, and he seems to have made a jump this year. What have you noticed about his game? I think he's had 15 assists, 3 different games.
Yeah.
Over 300. What have you noticed about him this year?
Just consummate floor general. He controls everything like an artist for them from an offensive standpoint. I have tons of respect for him. I think he could affect the game probably on a greater scale from a scoring standpoint, and he does what is best for the team. And his ability to read ball screen coverages, his ability to play with tremendous pace from an offensive standpoint is just really, really impressive. And I'm a fan of his from just being a basketball fan. Some of the passes that he makes when you're preparing and doing scouts, kind of have to stop the film, rewind it, watch it again. He's one of the better passers and just decision makers that I've seen. Been coaching for a long time, and I can't remember a point guard that affects the game from a passing and distribution standpoint like he does. Just have, tons of respect for him.
Malik had 25 in the first matchup. Other than kind of making some of his shots harder, were they doing anything specific to kind of change up their game plan against him? Yeah,
I think, and we talked about that at halftime with Malik, of trying to make quicker decisions and not, when he pounded the ball 3-4 times, they do a really good job of being in the gaps and raking drives, and he saw bodies, the whole night. And Malik wants to win and competes harder than anyone. And I know he's super disappointed after the game because I think in the first half probably got sped up a little bit, missed some shots that he's probably accustomed to making. But a lot of that had to do with just their attention to detail and guarding him. I thought they were really physical with him. And as I said, I thought he felt the pressure that they provided on the perimeter all night. So, again, that's credit to them and their scheme.
Hello, Coach. I'm Gerlufsen from China. So how you describe the Barry's performance tonight, and what he doing right tonight, and what he needs to improve?
Yeah, I think, number one, Barry has gotten so much better since coming here and finishing his close to the end of his sophomore year. He's gotten so much better. He's adjusted to the physicality of the game. And, it was a dogfight for him wrestling with those guys, down in the paint. I think as Barry continues to get stronger, and his body continues to develop, that'll kind of be the next maturation point in his game, is being able to play through some more physicality. But we're expecting Barry to have a great tournament in Vegas. I'm so proud of his development, both on and off the floor. It's so hard when you come from so far away and you're learning a second language, your ability to adjust. I'm just really proud of him and his overall development. So big things ahead for him, and I'm just proud to coach him.
All right, Coach, I got to ask. It's the end of the regular season. You had 23 wins, 8 losses. I liked what your team has done. What's your message to any potential selection committee members listening to your argument to be included as an at-large team this year?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think we still control some of our destiny with that, and we need to go to Vegas and obviously win a couple games. But I would say when you look at our team, there's not a lot of teams in the country that, when you look at their resume, do not have one bad loss. And if you look at our body of work, we've beaten who we're supposed to beat on paper. We have not, drug our feet against any of those opponents. And I think there's still a lot of good left in this group. I don't think we've performed to the level that I think we can get to yet. And this time of year, you want to try to peak around conference tournament play. In the past, we've really embraced Las Vegas and performed pretty well, playing in the semifinals. So our whole thing is just live to see another day, figure out a way to win on Sunday night, and so we have another opportunity to play, obviously, one of the best teams in the country.
Despite the loss tonight, 13-5 in WCC action this year. That's tied for USF's best in 43 years. What do you attribute that to, and how much would you say that this team has improved since last season?
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, because sometimes as a coach you don't realize that in the moment. Obviously, perspective is a great word, and I told the team in the locker room after the game that we do, as much as tonight hurts, there is a level of perspective that we need to have, when we look at where we are as a program, what we did in league play. And, when the time comes to reflect on this year, I know we'll look back on it and say that we're continuing to move the program in the right direction. Obviously, we do not aspire to be a third-place team. I don't think anybody coaches or plays to be that. But our program is moving in the right direction, and there's a lot of good ahead for our program.
You've played this game, back-to-back years at the Chase Center. Do you want to try to get it back to the Hilltop next year if you can, just to kind of give the home crowd atmosphere more, or do you kind of like playing here?
Yeah, I mean, we had pretty good success playing on the Hilltop this year, not losing a game there, over the course of the season, and that's pretty impressive. I think the last time that happened was 44 years ago or something. So, but I also appreciate what this game can be from a larger scale. And sure, we love playing on campus, and it would have been great to play that game, on the Hilltop with people hanging over the railings and all that. But when you look at kind of the greater scale and what this game can be and how it can look on a national scale, playing in an NBA arena and trying to make this an event for our city, I think that's pretty cool. And I'm never going to be a guy who, after the fact, says, "Well, we should have did this." I don't think that's right. We had a great crowd tonight, a great environment, and again, we're super appreciative of the relationship that we have with the Chase Center and the opportunity to play here against Gonzaga. So, but yeah, I love playing in War Memorial too.